Now let's go ahead and talk resolution. Now resolution is an interesting topic. It's well debated online and forums and all over on YouTube as well. But in terms of pixels, a pixel count is each particular count in an image. If I go and zoom in quite a bit, eventually Photoshop will start to show you the pixel by pixel breakdown of each particular piece in there. You can actually start to see pixel by pixel. That is one particular pixel. What that looks like in terms of our size, well, I zoomed out, Control 0, and it shows me I'm at 85.3% of the image. I'm not seeing 100% of the pixels right now at a smaller size, but I can also see in Photoshop, go to Image, Image Size, what my settings are and what that looks like, and what the resolution is showing. So here I am at 2160 by 2160. That means it's a square image. And in terms of resolution, 1000 by 1000. So if I was to change this image to make 1000 by 1000, that would now be 1 megapixel. 1000 by 1000, height and width gives us 1 million pixels. Now if I go to 2000, you type 2000, and 2000 by 2000 would be a total of 4 million pixels. So by default, the 2160 is actually a little more than 4 million pixels in this actual image. Now, there are different ways we can think about resolution. There's resolution details or image resolution. I can go ahead and change this number, but if I turn off the resampling, it's just changing the way it will actually present itself. It's not actually changing or resampling the file itself. It's not changing more or less in my size. Now, in the digital world, some things can be interpolated. Things can be actually blown up in size, and there's debates on really they're adding much quality or not. But we could actually go ahead and resample a size to make it a larger file size. So let's go to pixels, and I can go ahead and increase the pixel count. And now the file is getting larger. You'll see the image size would be larger. The image has gotten bigger. Doesn't necessarily there's more detail or it's enhanced in any way, but I can resize it bigger. We're really not adding size, or I should say, not size, but quality to our image. It's just blowing up each pixel bigger, adding to the number of pixels, but not really giving us detail, which is a foreign part of resolution, is how much detail is in the scene. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the resample off, go back to the original, turn my resample on. I could go ahead and I can end up cropping it. We'll talk about cropping away to make it smaller. Now, if I was to take a 7 by 7 inch crop, we can go ahead and do that with the crop tool. So go over here to my toolbar, click my crop option. I can come up into my width and height and resolution option. So I can not just do a cropping section, which I could, my square resolution or my different settings there. I can go into a width plus height plus resolution, and I can actually give in a particular count. So let's say I want to make it printable. A good print resolution is 300 dots per square inch. So if I was to make it, say, 5 inches, the book talks about doing 7 inches, I could print this at 7. Let's go with 5 inches IN by 5 IN, and I can give it a particular pixel count. And let's go 300 pixels per inch. Pixels per square inch would be a good print resolution. And I go ahead and hit my print size like that. And then when I go ahead and choose my crop, it will actually resize it to that particular resolution. And it's cropped to that particular resolution. Now it would be a 5 by 5. Do the math, it'd be 1500 by 1500. It has shrunk it down a little bit from the original image, and you can see that it's done in that regard. So I go by 7 inches by 7 inches by 300. It'll become 2100 inches or 2100 pixels in the height and 2100 pixels in the smaller dimension. Now if I go ahead and change this to a smaller resolution, the book talks about going to 72 ppi. Now if you do the math, 72 ppi, pixels per inch, times 7, you're going to get set 504 pixels by 504 pixels. It'll be a much smaller file size. We won't be able to print it as much, but it will also be smaller for web use. Sometimes for the web or for email or other screen purposes, you might want a smaller resolution just to keep it smaller and more optimized for that particular medium. So factors to consider, different differences between what a resolution looks like. If you're close to something, you need probably a higher resolution. If you want a higher quality screen, you might want to have a higher resolution to be able to view it larger with more detail on your particular screen. Now, a laptop screen that says it has 220 ppi might appear to have the same resolution as 360 ppi on a smartphone. So it is somewhat relative based on the device and how close you'll actually be to the screen. If you're looking at your screen at a close distance, like on your phone's close to your eyes, or maybe your laptop's a few feet away, resolution does have those factors to depend on the overall quality. Thanks for joining me on Better Picks in just a few clicks. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to answering them and seeing your discussion as we go forward. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.